Hey, welcome back to the Encouragement Kit. I'm Sarah Catherine. Thank you so much for being here. And on today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about I'm a parent of 3 children on the autism spectrum. And what I wish I would have known from the start is, early childhood intervention, speech and occupational therapy are not going to solve the problem. They're just a starting point, a starting place. They're helpful, yes, but they are not going to solve the problem. ECI, early childhood intervention, is where you might discover with your child when this is before they get age 3, that, oh, my child isn't doing the typical behaviors as a neurotypical child or a child who is not on the autism spectrum. They're not doing behaviors like them. They're not playing with toys. They're doing repetitive behaviors. They might be screaming. They might be self-injuring. They might not be sitting nicely and quietly. They might not be playing with toys appropriately, things like that, and so much more. And so you talk to your doctor and you're like, hey, what's going on with my child? What should I do? What do you suggest? What do you recommend? And they can recommend either early childhood intervention, or they can go right into speech and occupational therapy, or they can recommend an evaluation of your child to see where they're at and see where they fall. And depending on where your child is, if they are younger, you really don't see the signs fully until the age of 3. So if you check at 1 year of age and they're like, oh, this is fine, this is nothing to worry about, being a parent, you could be like, okay, or you could be like, no, this is strange. Is there anything else that I can do? So do what works for you, of course, but I wish I would have known that. All of that stuff, I've had to navigate that in the best way possible. The next thing I would say is it's going to get harder as your child or children get older. It's windy today, but isn't it a beautiful day? Oh, it's just so nice and refreshing. But I'm not trying to be negative when I say that. I am just stating the facts. You guys know here on my channel, I keep it real, I keep it raw, I keep it to the point, but it's going to get harder as they get older. But I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not by yourself. If you are struggling, if you are trying to navigate that as a parent or as a caregiver, everything is going to be okay, 1 inch at a time. Mistakes are going to happen. Unexpected situations are going to occur. We're not perfect, but we do the best that we can. That's all that matters. And I wish somebody would have told me that at the beginning. Next, I would say puberty looks different for every family. So, with a normal situation, we think, oh, puberty starts at 12 years of age. Oh, I have all the time in the world. I'm not worried about that. But no, being a parent of 3 autistic children, puberty started earlier for me. So it's funny because that didn't even cross my mind when my kids were older. Like, Sarah, what are you going to do when they get older? They, all that stuff, all the changes in the body occur. That didn't even enter my brain. And so, yeah, puberty it looks different and it starts a little bit earlier, but that's okay because, hey, every child is different and it's going to be all right. Next, I would say resources are far and few in between. Just finding resources is a full-time job. Filling out paperwork, being on the phone, researching. It's a lot of work. And you think when you found one thing, oh, I found this, I'm good. No, you got to find something else. You got to find something else. You got to find something else. It's like a revolving door and it's a lot, but just taking your time, finding what's going to work for you and your family and just figuring it out from there, Next, I would say support is key. And I'm not talking just about physical support. I'm talking about mental, emotional support. And I'm not talking about having a whole team behind you, even if it's one person who is supporting you and walking with you in the dark. Finding that person is crucial and making sure that they are emotionally and mentally there to support you. Because when you're a caregiver or a parent with a child with autism, it's a lot of emotional things that happen. It's hard and you need someone who is going to be with you on those hard days and those days that you want to pull your hair out. Next, I would say autism schools are not the answer. You think, oh, my child has autism, they must go to an autism school. No. Autism schools, I've come to find out, cater to children who are more independent on the spectrum. What do I mean by that? I mean, communication can speak more, have less behaviors, have less sensory needs. Basically, they operate more independently with less situations that come up and occur. So if your child needs more emotional, behavioral, more communication support, autism schools might not work for your child. They might need to be homeschooled. Maybe public school in a SPED classroom will work. Maybe behavioral schools, trade schools if your child is older. older. Boarding schools, it just depends. But finding what works for you is key. But it doesn't necessarily mean that because your child is on the spectrum, they go to an autism school. Last but not least, communication. We think, oh, my child can't talk. That is the hardest thing ever. Yes, it's hard. It is. But no, that's a small portion of the pie. That's 25%, I like to think of it. 75%, what is that? The behaviors. So the unexpected, imperfected things that pop off. And behaviors look different for every child. That's the hard part. I wish someone would have told me that, because you feel like you're dealing with behaviors as your child gets older, so much so, and you're not really dealing with the communication of the speaking. That's just a small portion. But the behaviors, woo, they are a lot. And with me having 3 children on the autism spectrum, I deal with 3 different sides of behaviors. I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. But I've learned a lot and I've grown a lot. And being on this autism journey and navigating it, even still to this date, it's not easy, and I'm not going to act like it is. But I'm here to encourage you and to reassure you that you are not alone. Everything is going to be okay. You're not by yourself in this. And just take 1 inch at a time. We're going to figure this out together, 1 inch at a time. So that would be what I would say. I wish I would have known from the start. All of those things. Puberty, speech and OT, resources, support, autism school, communication, behavior, and how it's going to get harder as you go along. But anyway, don't forget to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you do not miss out on what I have to share. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time on The Encouragement Kit. Bye.